Hey, hurry up and get dinner ready. And you haven't done the laundry either.
Xander, I'm on my way home from work right now. I told you I had to stay late because of overtime, remember?
Don't give me excuses. You weren't even home when I got back from work. You're failing as a wife. I've already told you if you don't shape up, I'm going to divorce you.
Even if you say that.
Don't start making excuses again.
I'm working too, you know. It would be nice if you considered splitting the household chores.
I told you to stop with the excuses.
I'm sorry.
Do you think apologizing is gonna fix anything? Do you actually want me to divorce you?
Yes, that would be fine. In fact, I already filed for divorce.
What?
I just came back from the city office where I submitted the divorce papers to the after-hours reception. I have no intention of returning home. That's why I packed my things before heading to work today.
Wait, what? Hey, hold on a second. You need divorce papers to get divorced.
About that, do I even need to ask where the divorce papers are? How many times have you thrown signed divorce papers in my face screaming about divorcing me? It's been countless, right?
I only did that to motivate you, to make you a better wife. I didn't mean it for real.
Well, looking at the massive stack of divorce papers you've shoved at me over the years, anyone would think you were pretty serious about it. It's a little hard to see it any other way.
But I told you it wasn't like that.
Anyway, the papers have been submitted and we are now officially no longer married. As for the things I left behind at your place, I don't need them anymore. Feel free to throw them away.
You even moved your stuff out already? Damn it, I'm gonna sue you for damages. How about that?
Huh?
Do you know how much I'll make you pay in compensation? Hundreds, maybe.
If we're talking about compensation, you'll probably be hearing from my lawyer soon. Please look forward to it.
What? Why the lawyer?
Well then, goodbye.
Hey, Bethany! What's this about a certified letter showing up talking about alimony? What the hell is going on?
If you got the certified mail, you should know what it's about.
I didn't do anything that'd make me owe you alimony. This is insane!
Have you actually read the documents I sent you?
Something about me cheating, right? That's nonsense. You've got no proof, so stop trying to scare me. You're just doing this because you're panicking over how you'll get by now that we're divorced and you want a lump sum. Well, I'm not falling for it. You can forget it.
Xander, don't you realize that the very fact a professional lawyer is involved means there's already proof of your infidelity?
What?
I have enough evidence to make a strong case, which is why my lawyer agreed to take it on. Unlike certain people who throw around threats of alimony without any basis, my case actually holds up. You didn't think things through, did you?
You can't be serious.
Oh, and another thing, my financial situation is fine, thank you very much. I wasn't struggling to make ends meet. In fact, I was earning more than you were.
What?
Yep. So no, I don't need your money to survive. But I do expect you to pay the alimony that you owe, and let me be clear, I will only accept a lump sum payment. No installments or dragging it out.
Bethany, I need to talk to you about something.
What is it? I've already received the full amount of the alimony, and we're not exactly on terms where you can just casually ask me for advice. Honestly, I'm planning to block you any moment now. So I'd rather you stop contacting me altogether.
Well, actually, I was wondering if you could, temporarily return the alimony.
What? Do you even understand what alimony is? You want me to return it? Seriously?
You see, the thing is...
The thing is what?
I got hit with another alimony demand from Avery, too.
Oh, Avery. Right, your mistress. The one you started dating after you lied about being single. She's the wealthy girl, isn't she?
I mean, we loved each other so much, but now she's suddenly demanding alimony to break up? It doesn't make sense.
You can't actually be saying that, right? Like, are you seriously pulling this poor misunderstood guy act right now? You've got to be kidding me.
Huh?
I mean, let's be real here. You do realize you could have been slapped with a lawsuit for marriage fraud, right? What are you even talking about, acting like the victim in this?
Marriage fraud? What are you even talking about? I didn't commit any fraud.
You don't even see it, do you? You are such a disaster. You lied to her, pretended you were single, and started a relationship with her. If money or any kind of marriage arrangement has gotten involved, this would have been a whole different legal mess. You should be thankful you're only dealing with alimony.
Are you serious? But how? How did Avery even find out that I was married? I mean, right after I paid you the alimony, she hit me with her own demand out of nowhere. This is crazy. I'm almost out of money, and now I don't even know if I'll have enough to cover my living expenses. If this keeps up, I'll not only run out of savings, but I might end up in debt. It's insane.
You really are hopelessly stupid.
What did you just say?
Did you seriously not get it? Did it never cross your mind that maybe, just maybe, Avery and I coordinated this? That we were in contact?
What?
You didn't even consider that, huh? Of course not. Well, let me fill you in on something you seem to have missed. The reason I found out about your affair with Avery in the first place was because her parents reached out to me.
Her parents? Wait, what do they have to do with this?
Yeah, it turns out that when you're dating the daughter of a prominent, wealthy family, they tend to do their homework. It's not like they're just going to let anyone date their daughter. So they dug into your background and found out that, surprise, you were married. And once they knew, they contacted me directly. They told me everything, with proof, by the way. They even said, your husband is cheating on you and pretending to be single. He's deceiving our daughter. They had all the receipts, Xander.
Wait, what? Are you telling me her parents got involved in this too?
Of course they did. She's their daughter. They care about her. They were the ones who did the digging and figured out the truth. They weren't about to let their little girl get played by a two-timing jerk like you. And once they knew, they made sure I knew too, with every single detail laid out clearly.
I can't believe this! So that's how all this happened?
Yep. They reached out to me first, and then they let Avery in on the truth once they knew I was taking action. The reason her alimony demand came after mine was just because they prioritized making sure I was okay first. Honestly, I think they were being pretty considerate.
So you're telling me I got double-teamed by you and Avery's family?
Exactly, and I'm sure if things had gone a little differently, if they hadn't found out when they did, you'd be facing much worse than just alimony payments from both sides.
This is unbelievable!
It's actually completely believable. You dug your own grave, Xander. Now you get to lie in it.
But what am I supposed to do now? I'm completely screwed. I don't have enough to pay Avery's alimony on top of everything else. I'm running out of options here.
Well, that sounds like your problem now. I've done my part, and frankly, I couldn't care less what happens to you. You're the one who created this mess, so you're the one who has to deal with the consequences. Good luck with that. You're going to need it.
Bethany, please, isn't there anything you can do to help me out? Just this once?
Not a chance. You made your bed, and now you're going to sleep in it. Have a nice life.
I've ended up in debt, and now it's out that Avery is the daughter of a client company's president. I can't even stay at my job anymore. I have to quit. Even my mom disowned me after finding out the whole story. It's just been the two of us, me and my mom, this whole time, since I grew up in a single-parent household.
Annoying. I just finished work, and I'm finally getting a moment to relax. I don't want to see your whiny messages. Actually, scratch that. I don't want any messages from you ever.
But
I was thinking of watching your behavior for a bit before blocking you, but you know what? Forget it. You're irritating, and honestly, you're just a hassle to deal with.
I'm worried about my mom. I care about her.
What?
You and my mom used to get along, right? That's why I want to ask for your advice.
Advice, huh?
My dad passed away when I was 22, and all my grandparents are gone too. If my mom disowns me, she'll be all alone. It'll be just her from now on, living in loneliness.
Hold on, did your mom disown you without telling you anything?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, your mom, she got married to a man she's been dating for the last 3 years. He's the same age as her.
What?
What are you trying to say? Calm down. Jeez, it's not that hard to type married, is it?
Wait, married? My mom is married? What do you mean?
Yeah, she got married. And since you clearly don't know, your mom's already planning for the future. Once she retires, she and her husband are moving into a retirement home together. They've already started preparing for that life.
They've already decided all that? And wait, why do you know all this? I'm her son. She never told me anything.
Well, she and I had plenty of conversations about love and relationships, woman-to-woman stuff. She probably told me first because of that, but you? She probably didn't get a chance to tell you because right when she was going to, she found out what you'd done.
What I done?
Let's see, you betrayed me, your wife, by cheating, and then you lied to your mistress, Avery, and told her you were single. When your mom found out about all this, she was absolutely devastated. She cried, apologized to me and Avery over and over again.
Mom cried?
Yeah, your mom's new boyfriend, her husband, was really concerned about her and tried his best to cheer her up. They ended up rushing their wedding because of the emotional toll it all took on her.
So, am I the only one left alone in all of this? Bethany! Finally, I'm back! Sorry to keep you waiting.
Who is this?
Your husband!
My husband? The phone number doesn't match the one of my fiancé.
It's me, Xander!
What?
Yeah, I know the number's different. That's because I had to change it.
I had you blocked. You actually went out of your way to change your number just to contact me? That is really creepy.
Yeah, the number's different because I couldn't afford my phone bill for a while, so it got cut off. But guess what? I finally finished paying off all my debts. That means I could get a new phone and sign a fresh contract.
Wow. So you finally managed to pay everything off? How commendable.
Yeah, I've been working like crazy to fill the void, you know? Being all alone, it's tough. It's only been a few years, but it felt like an eternity.
So let me get this straight. You're saying that you got a new phone and that's why your number's different?
Exactly, and I'll make sure you save this number in your contacts, all right?
I'd rather not.
Oh, come on, don't be like that. I get how you're feeling.
My feelings? What are you talking about?
I heard you're still single. You know what that means, right?
And what exactly does that mean?
It means, I knew it, you've been waiting for me all this time. It's got me really emotional, honestly, so I've got the marriage papers ready. Let's fill them out and submit them to the city office today. Then we can finally start living together.
Huh?
By the way, where are you living now? I'll come right over.
As if I'd tell you.
Wait, why not? If you don't tell me, I can't come see you.
I don't want you to come.
What?
Sure, I am technically single at the moment, but I am living with my fiancé.
What?
Yeah, he's nothing like you. He's kind, considerate, and he helped me heal after everything you put me through. I don't need you. He's the one I'm going to marry.
You've got to be kidding me. No way, this can't be real. Tell me you're lying.
You are so annoying.
What?
Maybe it's time I consider changing my phone number too.
Bethany!
For now, I'm just going to block you again. Bye.
Bethany!
Several years have passed since all that chaos unfolded, and just when I thought I had completely left that part of my life behind, something absolutely absurd happened. Fortunately, I now find myself living in a different region, having moved away with my family to start anew. We've settled into a completely new area where we have no previous connections, so I don't have to worry about anyone from my past unexpectedly showing up at my doorstep. This gives me a great sense of relief, knowing that I've severed all ties to that old life filled with drama and heartache. As time passed, I assumed that my ex-husband Xander had finally given up on trying to rekindle our relationship. After everything that happened between us, it seemed evident there was no point in pursuing a reconciliation, especially considering the mess he had created. I thought I wouldn't hear about him again after I moved away, but, of course, it seems that drama follows him like a shadow. Now there's an unexpected twist in his chaotic saga. It turns out that after he realized getting back together with me was hopeless, he set his sights on Avery, the woman he cheated on me with. One might assume that after everything he put me through, he would learn from his mistakes and find a sensible way to move on. But no, Xander doesn't do sensible. Instead, he decided to pay an unannounced visit to Avery's residence, which happens to be a high-end apartment tower, a place with impressive security features. You would think that gaining access to such a location would be challenging, especially for someone with no legitimate business being there, but somehow Xander, in his usual reckless fashion, managed to bypass all security measures. I can only guess how he managed to pull that off. Maybe he sweet-talked the security personnel, or perhaps he simply got lucky. Regardless, he found his way to what he believed was Avery's apartment, and there, he made an absolute fool of himself by professing his love for her. But instead of finding Avery waiting for him, he was met with a different reality. Avery had already moved out. When the door finally opened, the person who greeted him wasn't the woman he was desperately seeking, but a small, unassuming man who had no idea what was going on. This new tenant had probably been enjoying a quiet day at home when Xander's antics interrupted his peace. Instead of stepping back and realizing that Avery had moved on, both physically and emotionally, Xander jumped to the ludicrous conclusion that this man must be Avery's new boyfriend. Fueled by jealousy and desperation, he lost all sense of control. He didn't just confront this stranger, he exploded in a fit of rage, yelling and causing a huge commotion in the hallway. His irrational behavior escalated quickly, resulting in him attacking not just the man, but also the apartment itself. In his blind fury, he destroyed several pieces of valuable furniture and exquisite decor, some of which were worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. By the time the building security team finally responded, it was too late. The damage had already been done. They escorted Xander out of the building, but not without serious repercussions. The new resident was not going to let this incident slide without taking action. He pressed charges, and on top of that, Xander faced a hefty bill for all the destruction he had caused. The cost of repair and compensation mounted up to a staggering amount, one that was far beyond Xander's financial capabilities. And just like that, Xander found himself falling back into the dark pit of debt that he had only recently managed to escape. After putting in so much effort to pay off his previous obligations, he was right back at square one, now burdened with even more loans and financial troubles than before. His reckless attempt to win Avery back had not only failed spectacularly, but it also landed him in a far worse situation than he had been in during our tumultuous marriage. As for Avery, well, she likely never even found out about Xander's ridiculous outburst. She had already moved on, both in terms of her physical location and her emotional state. I can only imagine that she's now living her best life, far away from all the chaos that Xander tried to drag her into. And me, I'm grateful to be distanced from that entire mess. It feels like I'm watching a poorly scripted drama unfold from a safe distance, utterly astonished that I was once part of the same narrative. Honestly, Xander's downfall is a never-ending cycle of his own making. He has yet to learn how to take responsibility for his actions. Instead, he continues to shift the blame onto others, dragging everyone else down with him in the process. But at some point, you have to realize that your choices have consequences, and those consequences don't simply vanish because you wish them to. It's a tough lesson that Xander has failed to grasp, and from the looks of it, he will keep repeating the same mistakes until he finally does. For me, I've found happiness and stability in my new life. Moving away was undoubtedly one of the best decisions I have ever made, and I feel liberated having all that drama behind me. I found peace in my new environment, where Xander's presence is nothing more than a fading memory. His rage and desperation can no longer reach me, and that's a liberating feeling. In the end, I don't feel pity for Xander. After all he put me through and all the turmoil he created for others, this kind of outcome seemed inevitable. His ability to move on, his reckless actions, and his refusal to take accountability have led him right back to the dark place he has always tried to escape. And maybe that's where he'll remain unless he finally decides to change his ways. But for now, that's his burden to carry, not mine. As I reflect on everything that's happened, I can't help but feel a sense of relief wash over me. I've turned the page on that chapter of my life and stepped into a new one where I am free from Xander's toxicity. I'm no longer weighed down by his actions or the consequences of our past. I have the opportunity to build my own future, and I am determined to make the most of it. Now, I wake up every day feeling grateful for my life. I'm surrounded by people who support me, and I'm focused on my goals and dreams. I've learned to appreciate the simple things, like enjoying a quiet morning with a cup of coffee, taking a stroll in the park, and spending quality time with loved ones. My life is filled with positive experiences that I never thought I would have again after everything I went through with Xander. Even though I occasionally hear stories about his misadventures, I find myself laughing rather than feeling any anger or sadness. It's almost comical how his life has spiraled out of control, all due to his own choices. The absurdity of it all brings a smile to my face, and I'm finally in a place where I can appreciate the irony of my past, knowing that I've moved beyond it. So, while Xander may continue to wallow in his own mistakes, I'll be here, living my life to the fullest and cherishing every moment of my newfound freedom. I've closed the door on that chaotic chapter, and I have no intention of looking back.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.